Okay, welcome back. I hope you're able to find me. Let me bring you up on my iPad again. All right. Okay, I hope that's a good place to be able to see you. My iPad set up here. There we go. And hoping I'm in good screen here. Okay. All right, I apologize for the technical problems. It wouldn't be a Facebook Live for me if I didn't have technical problems going on, so I'm going to go back over my introduction real quick. Like I said, my Facebook page is Creating Cards with Debbie, and I want to welcome you here today. My name is Debbie Foster, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas, and today's date is May 11th, 2022, and it is Wednesday, so hopefully I'm back on my regular scheduled day. So as far as I know, I'll be doing these on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, so tell your friends, tell your family to come join us and have some fun. Okay, if you'd like to shop my store, you can go to www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is under $150, my May host code is XNWX2DDG. Be sure you use that host code if your order is under $150. But if it's over $150, I'd like for you to get the reward yourself, so don't use that code. And I've got a piece of hair laying there. And if you want to go to my blog address, it's right here. I think you can see it. Yeah. And if you want to email me, here's my email address, creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, here's the website. And we'll be showing you the new Paper Pumpkin for June here in a minute. And we're also running a new promotion for joining my team, being a discount shopper or a hobbyist, whichever you prefer. You don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing. You can just do it for the discount each time. But you can join my team, and here's the website. It's www.stampinup.com/join ? Demo ID equals 2208093. And if you have any questions on that, you can reach out to me, email me, or private message me. And I'd be very happy to help you with any questions you might have or concerns. So like I was saying, until May 31st, Stampin' Up! Is running a promotion where you can get your starter kit for $99, and that's free shipping. All you'd have to pay would be your sales tax if you had any. And it's called the In Color Starter Kit, and for just $99, but you'll get, you'll choose $125 worth of product. And also on top of that, with the In Color Starter Kit, they've got a new promotion going on where you'll get the In Color grid paper, the 5 new In Color stamp pads, and those are full-size stamp pads, plus a whole pack of the In Color cardstock, and also the In Color 6x6 Designer Series paper assortment. And all those 4 things total $66.50. So that's on top of that $125. You'll also get that $66.50. Plus, you'll also get a Paper Pumpkin, and that's value about $23. So with all of that added up, it's like, I lost my notes here. It would be a total of $214.50 of product for only $99. And, you know, who doesn't like that bargain? That's really wonderful. I've never seen Stampin' Up! Throw that many added bonuses in there, so that's exciting. Alright, so the paper pumpkin kit for June, you have until June 10th to sign up for this one. And it's called Pick of the Crop. It says, Crafts of the Season. Give your card collection a refresh with this month's paper pumpkin kit. We're talking fresh ideas, designs, cards, and crafts. Each month we strive to deliver a seasonal selection, and this month is no different. Plus we've got an add-on you can purchase to expand on this month's kit. And this month's kit includes all the supplies you need to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes, plus 1 mini canvas shopping bag for a fun twist on card packaging, a cute market-themed stamp set to express your love, friendship, and adoration while staying in season, paper pieces and embellishments that you can mix and match to create fresh designs every time. And that looks kind of interesting. I'm kind of anxious to see what it is. Alright, so here's our new annual catalog that we just came out with on May 3rd. So all kinds of neat things in here. We're going to be doing some of those today. But remember, we still got our mini catalog, January to June 2022 catalog still going on. So you have until June 30th, 2022 to still order out of there. And there's still lots of good stuff in here. So don't forget to look through there and see if there's anything that you might want before the end of June when time runs out. Okay, so I've got some cardstock here that's our in colors, our new in colors. And I love the colors this time. They're so cheerful, and what's not to like about them? We've got 2 purples here. Let me see if that gets in camera view okay. So we're using these today too, so. Alright, I'm just kind of setting things aside here to make some room. And I think that's all the news that I got to go over with y'all here. I think so. I think that's it. I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get back here. I think I might have lost a few when I was having technical problems. So I'm just going to give a moment here. I'm going to kind of straighten up my area. Get some more lighting going on. Yeah, my table is kind of blank bare now. Okay. I could start getting out my bits and pieces here while we're waiting. I've got a lot of this already die cut already, so it shouldn't take too long to do the projects. Hopefully. And like I said, we're going to do some heat embossing today again. I know I did last week, but that video kind of got messed up, so I never did post it to YouTube, so. Okay. So here's our first card. It says, Sending Love and Big Hugs. And then on the inside, I've got Thinking of You with All My Heart. I'm just making sure that I'm in camera view here. And this is using the stamp set and dies that come as a bundle, or you can purchase separately, but if you get the bundle, it's 10% savings. And it's called Sending Smiles, and then Sending Dies is the name of the die set. And we're going to go ahead and get going here. I'll set that aside for now. And I'm also using our adhesive sheets. These are 6 by 12, and you get 12 sheets. So those are coming really handy when you're doing real intricate word dies like these. But I'll show you how I'm doing those. And we're also using the stamp set for the inside for the sentiment, which is Thinking of You with All My Heart. And this comes from the Peaceful Moments stamp set. And also I'm using the dies Beautiful Shapes, which is this die right here. So just some added things that I'm putting to work here. And let me get my stamps out here. And we've got the embossing powder. This is the basics, and this has 3 different colors. It's got the clear, black, and white embossing powders all in one package. And then I'll show those next time. And I'm using the white twine, baker's twine. And let me get my instructions out here. And it could be everybody's busy today, or they just didn't realize I was coming on today. I've been doing Thursdays, so I probably got everybody confused. But if they're not here live, they can catch the replay later, or else they can catch it on YouTube later today when I post it on there. I'm just glad to be back to doing my Facebook Lives again and getting back to kind of somewhat normal. Okay, so we've got, this is the new in color. This is the Tahitian Tide, and it measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and it's scored at 5 1/2 inches. And I burnished that edge at 5 1/2. And then we've got our basic white, which is going to be our matte, and that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And then I've got the Designer Series paper, which comes from the In Color 2022 to 2024. And we're using the Tahitian Tide. I think I've got 2 sides of this, yes. Let me take this off of here. I like to do my little charts. So I have a little sampling of all of our papers, and I can just take that and I can look at it and decide what papers I want to use without having to thumb through the whole paper pack. So, but these are the ones that we're using, is this one. Well, yeah. I guess I kind of changed my colors. That's okay. I used the dots one on this one, but I'm going to use the flower one on this one. So, and that measured 3 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that to our white mat. And I'm just using our green glue or Tombow glue, whichever you want to call it. And I've got a brand new bottle here, so it's coming out really easy. I don't have to struggle with that this morning. And we're going to center that onto our white mat. And with the green glue, the Tombow glue, you've got time to move it around if you need to. And I put some glue on my fingernail. Alright, and then I've already die cut our little circle out of the Tahitian Tide. And I'm going to place that directly down onto our card front. I didn't do much dimensionals on this one because I wanted to kind of keep it easy to mail, where it's not so bulky. Sometimes we can get too bulky and have to add more postage, so I try to keep that at a minimum. Okay, and then I've die cut. I need to bring my dies out here so I can show you which ones I'm using. Here are the dies that go along with that stamp set. And let me show you which I'm using. Okay, so here's the outline of the sending. And I just die cut that out of the basic white. And then the word itself, we're going to die cut out of the Tahitian Tide. But I went ahead and I put the adhesive sheets on the back so I can make like a sticker out of it, so we don't have to try to get into those skinny lines with the glue, so it makes it a little easier. So let me bring my Baby Boss over here, my Stampin' and Boss mini machine. I just call her my Baby Boss. And is that the plate I want to use? I think so. So we're going to go ahead and die cut this out. Get that on there centered right. Okay, and that should have cut it out right. You can turn it over and look at the back side, and it kind of, you can tell if it's cut all the way through, but that's really good. It's done a really good job. And I'm just going to set this aside because I think I need to use it again. And you just peel your sending off of there. And don't forget your eye is in there, the dot to your eye, so don't lose that. I'm going to bring my Take Your Pick tool in here, and I'm going to pop out the extra layers here. Get rid of those. So in Arkansas here, I guess we're going to jump right from spring to summer. I think it was close to 90 yesterday, and it's supposed to be 90 something today again. So, but I love it. I love summer. The older I get, I don't care for the cold. Okay, so we're just going to layer this on top of our shadow word, sending. And you might have to kind of persuade it into place a little bit. Just keep pushing it till you get it where you want it. And I'm going to come back in here and get my eye, the dot for my eye. Get the backing off of it. And let me see if I can get it out of it this way. Persuade it. There we go. And we're going to place our little dotted eye right at the top of our eye. Okay. Let me clean up all these little scraps here. Excuse me. So we're going to kind of put that at an angle on the front. And then we're going to do some heat embossing, but let me go ahead and get this stuck down. I'm going to take my sending, and I'm just going to glue that directly down to our circle, our die cut circle. And I'm just placing it at an angle over the top of that. And now I can put our baker's twine, which, where did it go? Oh goodness, I just had it. Did it fall down? No. Well, I just had it here. Oh, silly. Well, I don't know where it went. And get my head out of the camera. How could I lose it? Oh, it's right here in front of me. It was blending into my paper. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. But I want to bring it around so I can make a bow on the front side. So we're just going to wrap it like this. And position it. Let me see if I can tie a bow while I'm live. Sometimes that can be pretty challenging. And I think I'll tie it in a knot first and then try to do a bow. And don't worry about it being loose because you can go in the back side and you can tighten it up again. Yeah. Why is it when you're on camera, it seems like your fingers are all thumbs? And I want to untwist that a little bit, hold that so it holds straight, which it's not doing. Well, got all twisted on me. We can straighten that afterwards. Get our paper snips here. We're going to snip off our tails. And we're going to move that down in position here. And we'll attach that to the front of our card base with our liquid glue. And we're going to center that. Okay. Alright, like this. And now we're going to bring in our piercing mat because we're going to use Versamark to color this. And we're going to put an extra sheet of paper underneath there to catch our embossing powder. And it's going to say love and big hugs. So sending love and big hugs. Oops, did that upside down. And I'm just going to ink this all up with that Versamark. I'm not even the camera view. Put it over here. And I've turned upside down here. And we're going to stamp that in the center of our little label that I cut out with a Tahitian Tide. And I used this label right here. And it's not centered very good, but we're going to use it. And then we're going to come in with our white embossing powder. And very carefully, we're going to flick that off. You can kind of clean it up a little bit with your fingernail, any excess powder. And we're going to set that there. We're going to dump all this powder back into our jar. You don't want to waste this. You can keep using it and using it. Just pick it up and dump it back into your jar. Alright, and then here's our heat gun. We're going to emboss this, heat emboss it. So I might be a little bit noisy here, so bear with me. get my scissors, paper snips to hold it so I don't burn my fingers. Because the heat gun does get very, very hot. So you can kind of see it when it turns shiny. That means that your embossing powder is done. Okay, and it doesn't take very long. As you can see, that didn't take long at all. Be sure that you don't hold it on there too long because you can burn your embossing powder and plus burn your paper. So you want to be aware of that. When it starts turning, it's already done. Just let off of it. Okay, and then I've cut another label out with the basic white, and we're going to snip that right smack down the middle in half. I almost cut my fingernail there. Alright, and we're going to attach our Tahitian Tide onto the basic white. So we're just going to put a little glue on the back side. And I should have my piercing or my silicone mat here. Which is right here. I'm going to keep my work safe. It's kind of clean here. And we're just going to line that up. Make sure I've got the right side here. You just want a little bit of white edge all the way around. Match that up. And we'll come back in with the other piece and do the same. Add some more glue. See, I would have had a mess because there's glue right there, so let me move this over a bit. I try to keep my work surface clean so I don't stick to it. Okay. Alright. And if it's not quite even, you can come back in and snip off that little edge. Alright, so there we have that. Let me get the glue off my fingers. And then we'll come in with some more glue on the back, and we're going to attach that to the front of our card. And we're going to put that down in the lower right-hand corner. And let me see if I can straighten that little bow out a little bit. It's all twisted on me. And I guess that's good enough. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. Alright, and then we've got some of the little flowers that we cut out with this die right here. It's got two little flowers on it. So I like to do odd numbers. And where's my other one? I have lost my other flower. Well, I may have to cut out another one. Looks like I do. So let's bring the baby boss back over here for a moment. And I'm just going to grab some scraps of basic white to cut out two more flowers. Because I like to do odd numbers. I wanted 3. It'll just take a moment. It won't take very long at all. On my die again, move my flower up there so I don't lose that. And I'm hoping that's big enough, is it? I think I need a bigger piece of paper. Ah, my nose wants to itch this morning. Not sure what that's about. Alright. I know with all my scraps in here I should have one that'll work. work. And let's run that through. Okay, so there we have the dye. Put that back so I don't lose it. And we'll have an extra flower because I only want the 3. Okay, so I'm just going to put some dots of glue right onto our little label there. I want 3. I'm going to take your pick tool, use the gummy end to pick the flowers up and place them. And one right there. And let's turn one of these over. And another one right there. And I've got an extra one for later. Label there. You sure you say hello when you come on? Hi Becky, glad you're here. I changed back to my normal Wednesday, so hopefully we can continue doing Wednesdays if that's good for everybody. Had some technical problems this morning, so I had to redo the video, so I was hoping everybody would come back and find me again. All right. So for adding a little bling to our flowers, I've got the new 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots, and we're going to be using the Tahitian Tide color. So let me get my take your pick tool and we'll grab some of those off of there. And I used the smaller of the 3 sizes, or 2 sizes. I guess there's 2 sizes. Okay, and one more. All right. So there's the outside of our card. So let's do the inside. I need a sheet of white cardstock here for the inside, and that'll measure 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to stamp our sentiment on there, which was thinking of you with all my heart. And like I said, that came from the Peaceful Moments stamp set. And I'm just going to use our black Memento ink. I used the Tahitian Tide ink pad before, but it didn't seem like it was dark enough for my sentiments, so I'm going to go with the Memento Black. Tuxedo Memento Black. We're just going to stamp that in the center. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where to put things out here so I don't have them in my way. And I'm going to attach that to the inside of our card. And then we'll have the first card finished. And get that centered. All right, thinking of you with all my heart. says, sending love and big hugs. So that's our first card. And let me put some of these things away. Especially my dies, because they seem to disappear if you don't put them up right away. In fact, I've got some in my metal dish over here that I don't know where they go to, so I need to go through all my dies, I guess, and stamp sets and figure out where they are one day. Okay, and this next one, I'm using the Good Feelings stamp set, and we're going to be doing some more heat embossing, but this is the real easy card. It comes together really quick. This is the card. Whoops. And an extra sheet there. And clean up my mess a little bit. It says, sending sunshine and good feelings your way. And I haven't put anything on the inside. You might want to just leave it blank to maybe write a note or something to somebody that needs a little pick-me-up or some cheering up or anything that's going on in their lives. But I'm going to be using Stamparatus because I want to make sure I get a good impression of the Versamark. So this is the red rubber cling stamp. So I can take off my extra layer here, foam sheet. You use that when you use the photopolymer stamps. And when you use the cling stamps, they're thicker, so you don't need that extra thickness there. So let me take this back off the block. I changed my mind. And I'm using, this is the On the Horizon paper. I think that's the name of it. New Horizons, the 6x6. And it's got all kinds of sceneries that you can just use and just add a little bit of sentiment to. There you have your card. Like this one, it's got the water and then the trees and the sky. So we're going to use that to be the focal point of our card. And it's less work that way. So let me put my magnets down here to hold it in place. And let me finish telling you dimensions of the other cards. I'm just using the thick basic weight, and that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and it's scored at 5 1/2 in the center. And then we've got our mat here that measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And that's going to be our mat that's going to go onto our card front. And then the Designer Series paper measures 4 inches by, should be 5 1/4. Yes, 5 1/4 inches. So let's place our stamp where we want it. And I think I'm kind of going to go towards the upper portion of it. So we'll bring our plate back and we attach that. Get our Versamark ink. And we're going to, I always put a stamp case underneath my plate to be able to ink up the stamp. It keeps it more level and keeps it sturdier. So we're just going to press that down. And I think it moved on me. I'm going to hope it's done right. I don't want to mess it up more. So let me go ahead and try heat embossing it the way it is. My paper shifted on me. Sometimes your stamp, if it's sticky, it'll grab hold of it. And even if the magnet's on there, sometimes it'll pull it off. So let me bring back in my paper that I was using. we're going to be using the metallics Stampin' Emboss powders. Now this one you get the copper, silver, and gold. We're going to be using the gold. And I sure hope this is right, otherwise we're going to have to cut another paper and start over. We'll wish for the best here. I should have had a bigger piece of paper under me. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of there. No. Let me see if I can salvage this. I'm going to wipe that all off. And see if I can't match it up again. I'm going to have embossing powder all over me. I'll be sparkly. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Bring me back this. I was afraid of that. It didn't emboss the whole thing. Let me try this again. Well, all right, for some mark. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know if it shifted on me. Well, I don't like how that end. Let's see if I can just do that little portion. Okay, we're going to go with that. I need a bigger sheet of paper under me. I'm throwing things on the floor here. And try this again. And tap, tap, tap. That looks good. Now to get this back in the jar. Okay, second time's a charm. Now my nose is itching. I got embossing powder on my fingers. I probably got embossing powder on my nose. All right, we're going to bring on our heat gun. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, it came unplugged. Well, goodness. I don't know how I did that. Hold on a second. I got it duck under my desk here. Plug me back in. Alright. And the same with this, we're going to wait until the embossing powder gets heated up and it changes color and gets shiny. I'm not sure if you're seeing a whole lot of it on camera view. I think heat embossing is really neat. I love to watch it turn. It just amazes me how it works that way. It's like magic. maybe a little therapeutic also. Okay, so that looks good. Alright. I sure got a delay on my iPad. It's just finishing right now. Okay. So there we have it. It says sending sunshine and good feelings your way. Let me look at some of this embossing powder. Looks like my paper warped a little bit with the heat. Yeah, that's alright. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. Okay, so we're going to attach our Designer Series paper to our green Evening Evergreen mat. I guess I didn't say what color that was. And we're just using our green glue, our liquid glue, our Tombow. And center that. And when you heat emboss, you'll notice that your paper kind of curls a little bit. And just keep pressing it down until your glue attaches, and it should hold it in place. And maybe need to put a little more underneath here. Okay. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, and now we've got our Evening Evergreen. This is the open weave ribbon, and we're going to tie that around. I need my paper snips. Here they are. And I'm just going to grab my Scotch tape to attach that to the back side. Taking up a couple pieces here so I don't have to be struggling with it. And we're just going to tie that around the lower portion of our card front. And I think I'm going to kind of put it under the tree line there. Turn it around and make sure I got it straight. Fairly straight. Okay. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to cut off another piece so I can make a faux bow, which is just a little piece of ribbon that's tied. And it makes it look like it's a bow, but it's not. Very simple to do. And cut off the tails a little bit. And it could have been shorter, I guess. Let me cut that down a little bit more so it lays better. Maybe. If you wanted that to stay down, you could use a glue dot and put on there. But after it's on the card in the envelope, it'll lay flat. So let me bring my bone folder in here to give a good crease on our card base. And we're going to attach that to our card front with some liquid glue again. This is probably my favorite adhesive that I use 99% of the time. And put that on the front of the card, leaving a small border going around it. Thank you, Becky. Yeah, it's simple, but yet it's pretty. And for my bling on here, we're going to use, I didn't have them taken out yet, so it's the Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Looks like I need to order some more too. I'm getting kind of low. Then I take your pick tool and we're going to attach 3. We'll put 2 up here in this corner and maybe another one right next to your way. So it says sending sunshine and good feelings your way. Very simple, but yet very pretty. Okay, so on to our next card. We could go a little bit over today, but I think I've got everything done ahead of time, so it might not take too long today. This is the card, and it comes, I've made it from The Happiness Abounds. And I kind of got the inspiration casing the catalog with this card. I think I might have added a couple extra things to it, but it's pretty much the gist of it all. And I love this stamp set because we've got this one makes these little ridges like you tore paper out of a notebook, edging, and then we have the other one that's got the little longer lines. I hadn't used that one yet, but I'm really liking this one. In fact, I think I need to do the die cutting with that, and I'll show you how it does. Don't let me get ahead of myself here. We'll kind of slow down here and smell the coffee. I already drank mine. It's ice water time now. Okay, so I'll show you what I've got here. We're going to start out with our thick basic white, and this is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we're going to burnish that, fold it and burnish the edge. I like using the thick basic white for my card bases because it's thicker and it's more substantial than the regular cardstock. It's not flimsy. So it just gives you a little bit extra weight to your card. Okay, and then we're using the Designer Series paper, which is Hues of Happiness is what it's called. And I just had to order another pack of this paper because I love it so much. So I've really been going through a lot of it. Let me see. It's going to be this side that we're using. It doesn't show all the colors on there, but it kind of like an ombre effect. And then here's the other side with the pretty roses. That's pretty too. I hate to really cover it up because it's so gorgeous. But this one I used the pink, but this one I'm using all the yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that to our card front. I'm really loving this set. It might be my new favorite, but then I've got some other ones coming that may take the place of it. I don't know. It's hard to decide. There's such good ones in the catalog this time. It's hard to pick just one favorite. Okay, so there's our card base. Now I'm going to come back in with our basic white. And this one measured 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And we're going to take that die and we're going to cut the edge of our little piece of paper here. So I'm going to bring in my Baby Boss again. And I'm going to put that there, put this here. And now I need to figure out which way this goes. Okay, so this little edge here is your cutting edge. So you want that towards the outside edge. So I'm just going to leave just a tiny border along that edge. And I think I better take some washi tape here to hold it down in place. I don't want it shifting. Says my husband's watching. I don't know if he's still on here or not. He just kind of jumps on and right back off again. A little bit camera shy, maybe. Okay. I know that's a little bit crooked, but I don't think it'll show. So we'll run that through our Baby Boss. And hopefully I had it placed in the right place. Yes, it did. We did it right. Let me take this off, throw that away, put my die away. And I think we can set Baby Boss over there out of the way. And so it makes these little holes in it. I'm just going to run my finger across that to knock the pieces off. And we're going to put this at an angle. I'm not going to set it on there straight. It's going to be at an angle. I think I've got embossing powder all over it. We're going to go ahead and glue that down. I'm loving the effect of this little folder thing. Die. Alright, so we're going to set that over here for a moment. And another neat trick with the Happiness Abounds, with the paper, the Designer Series paper, you can take your stamps and you can stamp over the top of the flowers to make like an outline. Let me show you. I did that with yellow, and I did it with a black Memento ink. So you can give it more of a outline instead of having it kind of fading kind of. So that's another option that you can use with the paper. I thought was pretty neat. But we're not going to do that today. We're just going to cut out some flowers and we're going to attach those. I guess I got to bring my Baby Boss back again. Not done with her yet. So I'm going to do one pink one and one yellow one. And I've got those little white dots all over my plates now. Just throw them on my floor and on my lap. And I'm going to bring in my die to cut that out. We're going to start with the pink one. And get this matched up where it belongs, which is right about there. And I'm going to use my washi tape again. See if I can't cut one of these leaves out at the same time. I already did. I don't think I need to. No, I've got them already. Never mind. Jumping ahead of myself. But the dies do cut out the leaves that are on the paper too, so. Alright, so there's our pink flower. And then we're going to cut out a yellow flower. And can I fit those on there? I might have to cut this down. I don't want to mess up my leaves there, so we're going to cut around them a little bit. I've even cut off the ones that are on the edges, because you can lay those at the side of your card, on the inside or whatever you want to do. So don't throw those away, they're still good. You just gotta use your imagination a little bit more. Alright. Oh, glad you're on, Amber. Were you having computer problems? I had a little bit this morning, but I just shut it down and came back on again. I wasn't going to mess with it with everybody getting seasick and I'm trying to move everything. So I decided just to shut down and restart it. Alright, so here's our yellow one. there's our yellow flower. So now I think we're done with the Baby Boss. You can set her aside. And washi tape back. Oops, a little extra paper there. Okay, so here's our flowers, and we're just going to kind of place them onto our thing. And I'm going to put dimensionals under the pink ones, the pink flower. But the other one's going to be glued directly down to the card front. And I want to come back in with my leaf. And I'm going to use one of our new in colors, which is the Parakeet Party. This is a really pretty bright green. At first I wasn't sure that I liked it that much, but the more I use it, the more I'm falling in love with it. So let me see. I'm going to kind of position my flowers so I know where to stamp. And I'm hoping I'm in camera view. Scooch these up a little bit. And I think maybe right about there. And again down here. Alright, that's all I need that for. And then I've got a couple leaves that I've already fussy cut out. And we're going to place them up here. And I guess we could go ahead and glue our yellow flower down. And I'm trying to decide which way I want it to go. Maybe this way. And we'll take off our dimensional backings. And we'll place that one. And see which way it goes. Place that there, and then we'll place our leaves down. Is everybody having a good week? Mine's going good. I can't complain. I went and seen my surgeon yesterday, and we're not going to do surgery right now, so we're just going to, it's going to put me back on antibiotics again and see what happens with that. So that was kind of good news. I just hope I don't have another flare-up in between, so if I do, then I'm probably looking at surgery. But for now, no. Alright, so there we have that. And I got a little piece of basic white. And this is probably, a 1/2 inch. And we're going to stamp our sentiment on there, which says Happy Birthday. And I'm using the Sweet Sorbet ink pad, which is one of our new in colors. And we're going to stamp that. Tap, tap, tap. I'm not sure how straight I got that. I guess that's pretty good. Close that up so I don't stick my fingers in it. And then I'm just going to cut that off. Just snip it. It's not very straight. There. And let me trim this one down a little bit too at the edge. Okay, so I'm going to put that up on mini dimensionals. Oh, thank you, Amber. I really appreciate that. Can never have too many prayers. Prayer warriors. I'm getting better, but I'm not 100% better, but a whole lot better than I was. And I'm grateful for that. Okay, so I'm going to put our happy birthday sentiment, and I'm going to kind of position it. It's going to hide a lot of my stem right there. Don't want to do that. Yeah, I guess so. Kind of flip my rose up there a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to add some of those same embellishments, the matte decorative dots. But I'm going to be using the sorbet or sweet sorbet. I still got to get used to the names of these colors yet. Alright, I'm going to take 3 of those. I'm going to put 2 on this side. And another one maybe over here. Alright, did I put anything on the inside? No. I left the inside blank. I got glue on my paper here. But that's all I got there. And I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to kind of give a little bit of bling to my roses. I'm not doing the whole thing, I'm just kind of doing the darker areas. Oh, he came in the other door. Husband came in, but he snuck in the other door. I didn't see him come in. We get to go to town here pretty soon. Okay, so I just kind of gave a little bit of Wink of Stella on my roses. So there's our 3rd and final card. And if you wanted to, you could add a little bow, but I didn't. Sometimes you can have too much, so I'm kind of trying to keep it simple a little bit. So let me bring our cards back in here, and we'll close up for the day. I'm glad that you're able to come today, and I hope you enjoyed the cards that we did. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you and answer any concerns or questions you might have. And don't forget about the starter kit. It's $99 and you get $214 some in free products. So you can't go wrong on that price. And with future orders that you put in after your starter kit arrives, you'll also be getting a 20% discount on any purchases that you make after that. So lots and lots of incentives to do that. And like I said, you don't have to do like I do. You could just do it to support your habit of creating cards and stuff and getting all your supplies at a discount. But like I said, if you have any questions, be sure that you private message me or email me, and I'll be glad to help you with it. So here's our 3 cards that we did today. And we didn't go too far over, I think like 20 minutes. So that's pretty good. So next week will be May 18th. So I'm thinking I'll be able to do next Wednesday again at 10 o'clock. So I'm hoping that works for everybody. Trying to kind of get back on schedule again. So 10 o'clock on the 18th. So I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Hopefully you get some crafting time in there. So we'll talk to you next week, Wednesday. Bye bye.